Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage. I'm here, the Montreal Saiyan with Pokazard, and we're here today to discuss the Sony not attending E3, not fiasco, but like situation going on.
It was shocking.
Yeah, it's a big thing because they've been there since like day one, right?
Well, for 24 years.
Yeah,
24 years.
That's insane. And like, I think there's some pros to this, and as well as there's cons, right? I don't think it's fully like everything's ruined, everything's fucked. I think there's a reason behind it. I think we all obviously know why.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said here.
Yeah. So, what are your initial reactions before we kind of like pro and con it?
When I first saw that, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was, E3 is the Christmas, the best time of the year.
Yeah, it's the Christmas
gamers.
of video gamers, right?
Not just nerds, but gamers. And to hear that PlayStation/Sony won't be attending, for once, it's like they're usually the best show, or depends, for which console you prefer.
They're the top tier.
Like, they're usually the one you look for.
Yeah.
So for them to not be here, it's like, one, that means E3 will be very different. Like, especially if, let's say, from now on, they never go to E3 anymore.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I think
some people are thinking it that way.
Right.
And I think it could be that way.
Right.
But I think, let's say they are not going to E3 anymore. That means E3 as a whole has to find a different thing about it.
Right, well, here's my thing. I think it's just, I think it's the, my initial reaction was like, fuck. Like, I get, my reaction was, fuck, but I get it, right? When you look at this year's E3, what they did, you can tell the PS4's life cycle is coming to an end.
I do
right?
think it's beyond that. Like, I think it's not just that.
Right.
Like, a lot of people are throwing around saying that they're done, they have no more games coming out to announce. I get that. It's possible. I think it's more than that.
Right.
I think it's more of a power move, like I said, which is, again, they put their sales and their figures, just what last week or a few days ago.
Right.
It's what Greg Miller said, actually, which is, maybe they are bigger than E3.
Right.
And I'm not saying that. I'm saying maybe that's how they do see it. And maybe they are. Because it's the thing where I could totally see them pulling a Rockstar and making their own conference.
Right.
Like their own show, literally.
Right. But first of all, they've said a few things. One, they're not doing anything around E3. Which means this isn't automatically not a situation where it's like, we're going to do that thing where we're close to E3.
Either before or after E3.
Right.
Like, we know they're probably doing PSX next year.
Right.
Like, we'll discuss the PS5 stuff too. But for the conference, again, because Sean Layden said he wants to find a way to make it for not just for the fans, but more, what was the word he used?
For PSX?
No, like for what they're doing
for
next.
Like they want to do it, make it worthwhile, because he basically came out and said, we do not want to make another show and hype it up as this huge thing.
But what I mean is that he basically said they're replacing this with something else.
Right.
And he kind of made it sound like it's more for the fans and more for something like PSX.
Right.
So I do think that from what he's trying to is saying and from what they're saying in general, it sounds like they're gonna replace it with something else.
Right.
And kind of pull a Rockstar and just have their own moment.
Right. Because
maybe it is a thing of they don't want to share the spotlight.
No, I get it, and I think
like it does suck for all of us who obviously can't wait for E3 and see what they're doing. But I think, I guess this generation really did prove that they, they're kind of a titan.
But here's the thing, right? And I watch a lot of videos about this where it's like, what proved they were titans this year also was their E3s. Like their E3s this generation were their big moments. Like we remember the Sony E3 Year of Dreams 1 and 2,
and I think they partially regret showing everything on showing all their cards, because then they could have definitely separated everything and still had great shows.
Right.
But I do think that it was worth it seeing those crazy E3s.
It makes sense for someone like Xbox to be like, okay, you know what? We don't necessarily need E3. We get the spotlight stolen from us all the time anyway. Yeah. Whereas Sony is
they won this E3.
Yeah. Whereas Sony is the one who's usually like, we're on top. A lot of people are here for us, right? Us. And we have a big presence at the E3. But now, I think this year's E3 especially was the big factor of this E3 they showed 4 games, right? Yeah. And that was their main thing.
And one came out.
And one of them came out. And they kind of did that thing where they cycled through stages. Like, they were already in a weird position where this year's E3 was weird, right?
Yeah, because, again, I loved their idea for E3.
Right.
I think it didn't go well.
It wasn't executed.
But I think the idea was really cool.
Right, yeah, it's a cool
The idea
concept.
of having 4 rooms, 4 different settings, 4 different musicians.
Right.
I think it was so cool. Just
it doesn't work.
The idea that we're watching the video and they're transitioning and it just didn't work.
Even people that were there were saying it's not fun that we were all mushed together pushing to another room.
Because I think the games spoke for themselves, honestly.
Yes,
literally. But for the viewing, for us viewing and those there, it clearly wasn't fun.
Right. Let's talk about like the big reason. Clearly, we think they're not doing E3 next year, which is PS5.
Yeah. What's funny about this is that so far, Sony hasn't come out once to say anything about this. They said the statement with Sean Layden with that magazine or that website, but they haven't actually put their own blog post about it.
Right.
Which is
well,
very weird.
It's that thing of we've had some of the Japanese heads being like, we are working on PS5. We've seen right now a lot of developer like LinkedIn's and stuff going like working on new game for PS5.
Even
right?
Luminous from Square Enix making a game for PS5.
Yeah, it's like we're hearing that word
PS5,
now, right? And it's by let's say 2020, we are going to have we're going to be 7 years into the PS4's
which
life,
is a long time.
Makes sense, right? So it would make sense next year. The big thing is in an event, maybe in August or September, where you reveal the PS5 and you show some games coming for that, and then you have PSX be kind of the final, like, here's some more big games, here's the final look at some PS4 games.
I'm of the people are saying this too. I'm of the mindset that I think them skipping E3 and PSX this year, it kind of means they have a huge thing coming.
Right.
Like that's how I see it.
Right.
I see it as they're planning this huge thing where they're gonna blow our minds. Not technology-wise, but game-wise. Where I think they're gonna come out and say, "Here's the PS5, and here's our promise game-wise and everything."
Right.
Now, obviously, no one's disappointed so far. Disappointed with their lineup.
No.
But I think because the PS4 had a rough start with the games, you know, exclusives like Knack and The Order. I think they're gonna come out swinging here with their games right away and kind of show us why you need a PS5.
Yeah. Another big issue, like another big problem that Andrea actually pointed out on Games Day was that when you see Sony's stats of the top 5 best-selling PS4 games, they're all third party.
Of course.
So this is a big blow to the third parties who do really rely on stage time at Sony's conference to show their games,
but also,
right?
Yeah, because Greg also said that it's funny because even if they're not there, they know people will still play on PS4.
Of course, exactly, right?
And they're saying in a way maybe that's why they're doing this.
Right.
Because it's like, why even bother? Which is, again, maybe it's a bit of a rude and cocky move.
Yeah.
But it does feel like, it is true no matter what, they will get the most third-party sales.
Yes.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's just that thing of like, now it sucks in a weird way of like, oh, okay, we don't at least get to see third-party stuff or more indie stuff.
It's like this year for Xbox's E3.
Right.
When we're watching it, we're just thinking, oh, look, we're seeing the games we're going to play on PS4. And they didn't even show, the PS4 didn't even show those games.
Right.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's that shitty thing of like,
it's hilarious.
We're going to get less announcements, like even if like Japanese games want to announce
I do think also this Game Awards, this year in December, we're going to see something Sony.
Of course.
I do think.
I think so.
Probably, for sure, Death Stranding. For sure.
I hope.
With Jeff Keighley, there's no way.
True.
We're for sure seeing that. I think even Days Gone could get an appearance.
Right.
So I think we'll see some stuff Sony, maybe an announcement for a game actually like Ratchet & Clank 2.
And they have blog posts like they've like God of War's
given release dates.
God of War's release dates was a blog post,
care.
right? Yeah. So Spider-Man was a Game Informer thing.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll get Dreams. Maybe we'll get the beta one day.
Hopefully this year.
This year it's done.
There's like a Game Awards, they could drop it too.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But yes, I mean,
doesn't make sense. Dreams.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a weird situation, right? It's promising because we know PS5 is coming clearly, and next year, no matter what, it's gonna be that year where we know the project name. We're gonna hear a lot of rumors about it, and then we're gonna have like a big reveal sometime. Whether the reveal is either an event in the middle of the year, or they are literally gonna wait until PSX, which I doubt. There's no way they're gonna go right now a full year without saying anything. They will have an event.
I feel like they would, or they could.
Right.
But who knows?
Exactly. No, I think they will have some event.
And again, you also mentioned maybe they are going to do the Nintendo thing of doing their own direct.
Yeah, that's
kind
a big
of.
thing.
Not calling it direct.
No.
But they might call it
PlayStation Direct.
Whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like right now Xbox is doing their monthly Inside Xbox thing.
Yeah.
Nintendo has every few months a Nintendo Direct or the directs that focus on one game. I feel like Sony needs some mini thing that can talk about like indies or hey, here's a release date. Like instead of a release date being in a blog post, make it part of a presentation.
I think I could totally see them not doing that.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But I can also see it happening.
Yeah.
I could really see it being like one big show in a year or maybe two big. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because again, I really do feel like this means that they're not going to do E3 from now on.
Right.
Again, they haven't confirmed that obviously, but I have a feeling.
See, here's my thing. I don't think
like
so. I think this is basically there's no point of E3 next year. There's no point because E3 is millions of dollars, right? An event is millions of dollars.
Of course.
Why spend millions on dollars to show again the same games
I think,
we have?
let's say they're skipping this year's E3.
Right.
I think they're gonna see whatever they do next is so successful. They're gonna say fuck E3.
Of course, we'll see. We'll see.
That's what I think.
I think if at 2020 we don't see E3, right?
No, I think they won't say it.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I think by next year, if they don't confirm they're coming back to E3 at 2020, then they're out, right?
Yeah.
And again, that's also that shitty thing of like E3 has one less big stump. Like,
I think the biggest.
Yeah, it has one of the biggest stump. Other than like
again,
Nintendo.
Nintendo does their own thing with the Direct,
yeah.
but it is at E3.
Exactly. That's the thing. Nintendo, it's a Direct, but it's E3, and at the show floor they have the treehouse showing more announcements. They have people covering it. Yeah. And that's the thing. We also lose coverage, right? Like websites like IGN and all these guys.
No matter what, that means that next year's E3 will not be the same.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right.
It might be the worst E3. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just because it's lacking the big kind of head.
What does this mean, do you think, for their games?
What do you mean?
Like the final, because this clearly meant it's like, okay, clearly you guys have.
Again, I think they have 1 or 2 surprises left. I do think.
I don't think there's anything major. If anything, I don't think there's any point to anything major in 2020.
I could totally see it being like, it depends when the PS5 comes out.
Right.
Because if PS5 is 2020 or 2021,
yeah,
I could see Ratchet and Clank 2.
Right.
I could see it, but that's it.
Man, I think, but it's to me, I think by this point,
keep it, yeah.
PS5, I think it's 2020. I think that's happening.
Because someone said it. Someone said, why would they rush the PS5? Well, not rush it, but put the PS5 when the PS4 is still selling.
Yeah. And
then someone else said, well, why would you let your competitor Xbox get ahead of the start? Exactly. You don't want to let them get ahead. That's
Xbox right now has a lot going on with them. They're in this headlight a lot. And
well, they're ready for next gen. That's why it's a thing of don't let your competitor go forward.
I mean, also how right now Xbox and Nintendo have huge opportunity to make E3 even bigger.
Well, now they have to.
Especially,
like, they have to definitely step up their games.
Right, of course,
they have to. Like, Xbox can't go next year without showing an exclusive.
No, of course. And they know next E3 right now for them. They're making a lot of calls.
I look forward to their third parties.
Of course, yeah.
But also we're at a point too where because we're in between gens, where we're about to be in the next generation now.
Right.
It is going to be the time now where the next E3, no matter what, we'll see less announcements.
Yes.
Like, we're not going to see the next Assassin's Creed. No. We're not going to see the next whatever else.
Right.
Like, a lot of games will be held for next gen.
Yeah.
So it is a weird thing.
If anything, I wouldn't be shocked if next E3 Nintendo's is the best. Just because it's about the Switch right now. It's about their. Whereas Xbox, it's still our new studios are making the new games.
But even third party wise, I mean,
right.
It's the thing of because I think third parties in general are getting ready for PS5.
Right.
So they can't say much about it.
Right. Well, no, I mean they can do a thing where they show games and then it'll be cross between both. It's weird, yeah.
But I mean, they're going to probably be more careful.
Yeah.
And the technology they're showing it on.
Yeah.
But for the schedule, because we know Days Gone's coming out in April 26th.
Right.
My birthday next year. And then it's a thing where I think Last of Us Part 2 is next year. I do believe that.
I don't know. I'm starting to even doubt that a little bit. I don't know. I just feel like by this point it might be a cross-gen game.
Well, they can't all be cross-gen.
Right.
Wouldn't make sense.
I don't know. Like it's because I think Ghost of Tsushima. I don't see.
Because why cross-gen? Like why push all those 3 for cross-gen?
Because Death Stranding clearly, no matter what, isn't done. Like that's just like.
Well, no, they said it's done.
Death Stranding? No, they didn't say it's done.
They said it's done. As in it's playable from start to finish.
It's playable from start to finish.
As in it's been in development for not that long.
But it could. We don't even have a release date. We don't even have like we don't even know it's gonna get delayed. It's like
what I mean is I could see them aiming at the end of next year.
Right, and that's what I mean. Like that's why I wish they did like some mini presentation because we want to know what's going on with these games without being in a weird question. Yeah.
Again, Days Gone come out in April. Again, I think Last of Us Part 2 is going to be next year.
Right.
I think it could get delayed. But there's no way they're not going to put a date for it.
Right, I hope not. I hope there's a date next year sometime.
Yeah. Apparently the game has been in development for a while.
Yeah.
So I could totally see it being next year.
Right.
And then you have Ghost of Tsushima, which I think could be next year too. Like, I don't know. It could be 2020.
I think that could be like a 2020 before PS5 comes out too. Like their February.
Because again, those guys haven't made a game since Infamous Second Son. They've had a long time. So I mean, I think it's probably done.
Right.
And then Death Stranding. Again, I think it's further along than we think. And I could
Death
see
Stranding is Kojima. Like Kojima will do what Kojima does, you know.
Yeah.
Because again, let's remember Kojima is. He's not owned by Sony. The game's exclusive.
Yeah.
He's just doing what he wants with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean.
That's why I think they're gonna at least try to push those games next year.
Yeah, I hope.
If their plan is PS5 2020, they're gonna push those games next year.
It's gonna be an interesting time.
I mean, no matter what, it won't just be Days Gone. It will be at least one of them.
No, of course, yeah.
But there's no way none of them are dreams. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
We might get a beta on PS5.
We might. The beta will release on PS5.
It might. It might not. Honestly, who knows?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
So yeah, that's our thoughts on the whole PlayStation E3 thing. Let us know what you guys think. If you're happy about it, sad, your opinions. and we'll see you all.
I'll say one thing just to leave this. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yes. What's up?
But honestly, I trust them.
I
think this generation they've proved that we could trust them.
Right.
And that's why I'm not worried about this.
Right.
I think if Xbox said this, it would be much more rewarding.
I think.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I think in this case, it's one of those things of you've proven yourself.
Yes.
So I trust whatever you do. Almost.
I agree. Again, it's like when Nintendo pulled out of E3 conferences.
Yeah.
Where the first time they're like, Nintendo will not be
and that was
hosting
a while ago,
major.
right?
Yeah.
Like when was that?
It's been like 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "What the fuck? Why? Like this is ruined." And then it was fine.
Yeah,
if anything, it made a snap because when Nintendo had stage presentations, there's a lot of those moments where they have like music playing or something. Nintendo Direct, it's more fun, it's more games, it's more everything.
That's why here it's a thing of, I'm surprised nobody online is really mad.
Right.
People seem to be understanding almost.
Yeah.
So obviously I want to see what's next, but I'm just glad no one's really panicking.
Yeah. So anyways, thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.